Bunaíodh Mara an túdarás Rialála Limistéir Mhuirí ar an 17 de Iúil 2023. Tá míad bródúil as ar géad straitéise cheola cápéis bheo a aithníonn an principal go n-éiríonn le daoine faoi osca an againn. Thar héalré na straitéise seo tá Mara tiomanta do bheith mar phríomhgá do bhainisteocht inmhuinithe agus do chosint Limistéir Mhuirí na hÉireann trí rialáil éifeachtach. Chomála sin chuirmíd bartas, reachtaíocht agus cinnti ólasacha níos fearr ar an ólas maidir le forbairt sa réimse Mhuirí agus ag an am céine do chuir sa cóhéal Mhuirí a bhuailú.
It's strange that as an island nation, we've tended maybe over the years to turn our back on the sea. But that's changing now. Changing with the new National Maritime Planning Framework, new marine planning legislation we've passed in this government, and more than anything else with the establishment of MARA, an agency that can help us as we turn to the sea in so many different ways, obviously for fishing and shipping and all the cables that come ashore, but also just our everyday leisure, the joy of sea swimming and the importance of developing a new clean economy, renewable energies that we can bring from the sea ashore. To do that, we need good planning, environmental planning more than anything else. And that's what's set out in MARA's strategy, to set the high standards, to have a coherent, easy to understand way of regulating and planning for how we use our seas and benefit from our seas in a whole variety of different ways.
Ireland's attitude to the sea is one of contrasts, from the dominance of nearly 500 years ago, when the pirate queen Roinne Comhshaoil exercised sea control over much of the oceans off our coast, to a sea blindness that has prevailed for most of the past century, arising out of our historical and institutional realities. Ireland, with a potential maritime jurisdiction of almost 1 million square kilometres, has one of the largest maritime to land ratios in the EU, incorporating one of the richest food-producing ecosystems and potential accessible offshore renewable energy environments on the planet. It's now time to return our focus to our seas and honour our dúchas na mara, our sense of belonging to and responsibility for the sea. The establishment of the Maritime Area Regulatory Authority represents one of the most strategic maritime decisions of the Irish state since its foundation. The independent state agency will be the centre of gravity for Ireland's maritime regulatory framework, with specific functions including authorisations, overseeing compliance, enforcing, investigations and prosecutions. Effective ocean governance is about achieving congruence between the key institutions of policy and government, the market and enterprise, and the citizen and civil society within a framework of norms and principles which are ecosystem-based and support sustainability. This is why MARA not only aspires to, but has a duty to foster and promote cooperation and collaboration between regulators and stakeholders in the maritime area. MARA will contribute to a maritime governance system that is characterised by consistent and integrated policies across all government departments. It will nurture a skills base, help build on existing critical infrastructure, while facilitating an enterprise and industrial strategy in which Ireland is seen and acknowledged as offering opportunity in the offshore sector, with a high potential market for foreign direct investment complementing our domestic capability. MARA will be inclusive, creating awareness across civil society with a particular focus on our younger generations and engaging with environmental NGOs, promoting good environmental status, biodiversity protection and restoration with a view to biodiversity net gain. It will also, in partnership with other competent authorities, support sustainable development in the maritime area through coherent and transparent decision-making with a fit-for-purpose regulatory framework augmented with appropriate security. I look forward to leading the board and working with the Chief Executive and the Executive of MARA and our broader stakeholder community to deliver on this strategy as we raise the awareness of the extraordinary wealth that as a nation we have been gifted. Overcoming sea blindness requires that we have the wisdom to see beyond our time, the eyes of the future looking back at us, and urging that at this critical time we realise a future where, as an island nation, we have opportunity by land and sea. Terra Marique Potens, just like the vision of Roinne Comhshaoil.
I'm privileged to present MARA's inaugural statement of strategy, which sets our direction for the next 3 years. This strategy recognises that we are a new state agency operating in a time of transformative change for the governance of our maritime area. MARA is a key component of the Government of Ireland's objective to have robust, transparent and effective maritime regulatory frameworks in place to support a sustainable society, economic development and a well-protected environment. This is a key component of the new marine planning system brought about by the Maritime Area Planning Act of 2021. This Act put in place a new system to oversee the management of development in the maritime area from the high water mark to the outer limit of the state's continental shelf. It will be administered by MARA and other bodies. MARA's strategy will support sustainable development and regulatory certainty for development in the maritime area through facilitating coherent and transparent decision-making. Ireland's ambitions for the diverse needs of all users of the maritime space are contingent on delivering a fit-for-purpose authorisation and regulatory regime. This is crucial to achieve our climate ambitions, but also to mitigate potential harms that can come from development. MARA's regulatory decision-making will provide a pathway to realising the necessary investment to achieve the government's objectives of 80% renewable electricity and 51% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by the end of this decade, as well as increased connectivity. I look forward to working with the board, the staff of MARA and our stakeholders to deliver this strategy.
Is our mission ag MARA ná feimú mar chuomhnóirí agus rialtóir ar Limistéir Mhuirí na hÉireann. Tá sé mar aimimegin a chinú go ndéantar timpeallacht Mhuirí na hÉireann a chosint don todhchaí trí comhoibriú, comhlíne, foraimú agus cinteoireacht phréamhearcach. Is í fís MARA a bheith i do rialtóir Mhuirí an tafa a chuidói le heice chóras againn faoi bhlá bhaint amach agus le banistú in bhunaithe Limistéir Mhuirí na hÉireann ar bhatha leis an dúlra agus leis na gluanta atá le teacht. Agus Ráiteas Straitéise 2024 go 2027 Herbert le haig MARA tá ar ceithre thosaíocht straitéiseacha aitheanta agan mar Leanas. Thosaíocht a héin. Bonsra Leagann a bhunú don seachada, áirítear le seo bun agar a thógáil chun iarratas a bheasanú, cíntu fráthúla láidre a eisiúnt agus rialachas éifeachtach a thachada. Leis an bhondóireachtaí deagna sin, teochaí MARA chun bheith ina rialtóir dearílathe a n-éibriú próiseas údarathe, Mhuirí sruthlínithe a chothíonn iontaobh agus muinín agus a bheith in ann grinscrúdú a cheasamh. Thosaíocht a dó. Tógáil achhain agus ólas, áirítear le seo ar bhirne a bhéadú, cumas a thógáil leistigh den eagraíocht chun lenar nólas ar léargas agus ar nuálaíocht agus ar struchtúr a labú. Leis na hachhainní na cumas, an tólas agus na scileanna cuí comhlínthí martha ar bhreagrachtaí leis an gcumas is gá chun oibriú go nuálaíoch agus chun forbairt farsanta a chur chun cín. Thosaíocht a trí, rialáil go héifeachtach agus go neamhspleách áirítear le seo údarathe a bhanistú, monitóireacht a dhéanamh ar chomhlíne na reachtaíochtaí agus rialú a thiomáint trí chomhlíne agus ar aimniú bunaithe ar risca. Mar thura ar sin tá muinín agus meas ag MARA as ar gciontóireacht phréamhearca agus chorram agus as i réimis comhlíonta agus foraimithe bunaithe ar risca rud a hacaíonn le cultúr comhlíonta sna pobal ar a bhreastalíimiad. Thosaíocht a cethair, comhoibriú a thomáint agus gníomh a cuachtú, aíonn se seo a bheith ar thuas cainníochtaí do chosint Limistéir Mhuirí na hÉireann a chur bun ólas riamh gníomhach ar bhartas a reachtaíocht agus ar roghana níos fearr don cóhéal chun dala farraga a thorú agus litarthacht againn a chothú. Mar thura ar sin, is ceannar amachnamh aitheanta í MARA sa réimse Mhuirí a mítear ag bra ar ionaise a orbairt bhartas agus reachtaíocht Mhuirí, agus a bhfuil a léargas mar fróir de aitheant forbartaí sa todhchaí sa réimse Mhuirí ó na dastaíon rialáil.
We recognise that delivering a new regulatory regime for the maritime area can only be achieved in partnership, working with and through others. Our strategy has been shaped through extensive engagement with the board, staff and our wide-ranging stakeholders, including colleagues across government, other state bodies, entities that will be undertaking development in the maritime area, youth organisations and citizen groups. MARA will only successfully deliver on its mandate with appropriate resourcing. As a new organisation, we will develop our capacity, invest in our staff and build resilience and adaptability, enabling MARA to respond to our environment and take account of changing priorities, while supporting sustainable development in the maritime area for current and future generations. As we implement our strategy, we will be flexible in our approach, with ongoing review and monitoring progress on the priorities in this strategy. MARA's values of integrity, collaboration, innovation, confidence and inclusion guide our purpose and direction as we do this implementation. I want to thank all MARA stakeholders for their time and effort in contributing to this strategy. Our engagement process is only beginning, and the implementation of this plan will drive the evolution of MARA's stakeholder ecosystem.
Bílinn in our mission chun ar geantar Mhuirí a cosint agus a jausú don na glúnta atá le teacht. Té a deangháil linn nó túr cuairt ar our Siomh Gréasán ag www.maritimeregulator.ie.